Yes, it's
Can we do the thing?
gonna. Oh, we're supposed to go back into the thumbnail. I
Oh,
thought the
okay.
horse. Hi guys, and welcome to this week on Coffee Time with Mary.
And Matt.
There you go.
I had
You were
honestly,
delayed for a
I
second.
was. I had to think about it. Like, are you saying my? It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. But what's happening, everybody?
Today was the official day of the school year of 2020 to 21, and it's all screwed up as everyone could have imagined or everyone could have guessed.
I heard that Launch Ed didn't go as launching as they hoped it would go.
It was dead on the pad. It didn't launch.
They said that they were having connection issues. I was trying to connect to Launchpad, not Launch Ed, but Launchpad. Who's saying
Nobody knows
server.
who these things are.
Well, they're platforms for the kids like Canvas. They're platforms for the kids to get their assignments, their teachers, stuff to work, whatever. It was unresponsive today. And I have Bella in virtual school, and I have yet to hear from her teacher. I have yet to do this orientation, and I have no idea what Bella's supposed to do, where she's supposed to go, or
But she's not supposed to go anywhere.
what she's supposed to go on.
No, okay.
And I got to teach
What's up,
Lucky.
Linda?
Hi, Mama. I got to teach Lucky today. That was fun.
It's only the first day. You're already giving up for the first day?
No. And I said today, and I'm dead serious, a teacher should be seriously paid like lawyers should be paid, or doctors, or whatever, because man, oh man, are teachers a angel sent from God. If you believe in God. If you don't, they're still amazing. I don't know how they do it, because I only have two. One can kind of do what she can do on her own. She needs a little bit of help here and there. But, I got Lucky, who holds the pen like this. What do you do, Mom? Or, Bella, Lucky hold the pen, and it's like, oh my God. Or he writes, I try to teach him how to do his A's. So we go up, one, down, over, whatever. And he's 1, 2. Try to do flashcards with him, mix and match cards with him, so we can try to find, where the cards were, or the colors. And we got red, blue, and green, but yellow and orange is like green. Well, if that's green right here, well, how is this green if it's yellow? And then you just get a laugh and a giggle. Okay, like go color something. But that's how my morning went. Bella was a little didn't want to do half her stuff this morning. It was like, oh God, I don't remember. But it's been a fun first day. I tried, even though Bella didn't have any assignments or a teacher. I did try to just open up her mind, get her familiar with her old things, try to get her back on with multiplication, subtraction, addition, stuff like that. Made her read today. So I don't know what else to do. I'm just kind of doing what I did last year. So
I was sleeping.
Teacher, please email me, because I don't know.
So yeah, we decided to keep Bella in the virtual school because of the Rona, and I think it was the best move, at least for this semester. We'll see how the next few months go.
Why are you hanging
on? And I'm slowly disappearing.
So this is what happened today?
And then we're going to see what happens at the end of the year, and then we're going to decide for next semester what we're going to do. But the way everything's going, it's probably going to be a year of virtual school.
I don't mind.
Daniel?
I need a large chalkboard. I do have a small.
I did offer to buy Mary a larger whiteboard at Target, but she said no.
I'm good. I have one that's probably like 12 or more like 14 by like 8. But it's big enough. But I don't mind the virtual school. That's fine. It's okay. Because Bella has, and I do notice, again, I'm not a teacher, but I'm her mother, so I would know these things somewhat. I do notice that she has a difficult time concentrating and paying attention to what's in front of her. So and I know that she's supposed to have her own space, but say she's in a classroom with a bunch of other kids, being knuckleheads over there or reading over here, she has to be able to focus on what's in front of her. So as I'm trying to teach Lucky, and she's supposed to be learning her 4 times tables, she's staring at me, looking at what cards we're doing. So she has a difficult time staying focused on her task at hand. So the virtual school does for her help because she doesn't have an entire classroom to focus on. I have to, once I can get the computer going and everything else going on the computer, I can be over there with Lucky, and Bella can be over here, and hopefully she'll have her own space to focus.
Well, hi, Linda. How are you?
Hello.
And did we hear about the vaccine? I've heard a lot about the vaccine, but the problem is I don't know if I'd feel comfortable taking the vaccine right away.
Hi.
Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
Because vaccines usually take several years to make. I mean, I'm no expert, don't get me wrong, but this is what I've read, this is what I've heard, is that vaccines usually take several years through development, testing, trials, et cetera, and they obviously, it hasn't been years of testing and trials, it's only been a few months. So if they do approve a vaccine, how do you even know it's safe? How do you know in 10 years you're not going to grow a third arm or have organ issues or this issue, that issue? I just don't know how I feel about that quite yet. I would prefer to wear a mask for a couple years, honestly, and go outside than to get an untested vaccine. But that's my opinion on the whole ordeal. I would prefer to play safe than sorry because vaccines can get a little wonky. Even like a flu vaccine every year. I don't get the flu shot. Nobody in this house gets a flu shot. And I mean, knock on wood, we've been very lucky, but it seems like everybody I know that gets the flu shot gets the flu. So it's kind of weird that it does that. So I don't know if I would take a Rona vaccine right away.
I wouldn't.
Like I said, I would think I'd rather wear a mask for another year or two instead and see what happens.
I
I mean, the mask. I don't know about Mary, but I'm getting pretty used to it. I have to wear it every day for work, so I wear it a lot more than Mary does. But it's kind of just like whatever at this point. Yeah, it can be a little irritating when you're doing like more intensive things and walking around, something that makes you lose your breath where you're breathing harder, but it doesn't seem to really bother me all too much.
Something else I have to clean.
That's right. You don't know what kind of chemicals in it. And I do feel for all the parents that are trying to step in as teachers.
Yeah. Feel for those parents, Matt.
Yeah, I had a hard day as a teacher today. I woke up like 1:30. Hey, that's how much I work at night. What do you want me to do?
It's fine. I will.
Hey, I did get the kids to exercise. I was their PE teacher today.
Now with
no credit whatsoever.
It was really good. You guys did a great job. I should have recorded. It was really funny.
We're terrible dancers.
with Lucky, I just have to remember that I have to separate the two between Lucky and Bella. I have to separate that Bella I can give her 2 things to do and she'll be able to do it. If I give 2 things to Lucky, then we lose focus. We get lost. We get bored. Lucky's he's 4. I have to just know the difference.
Well, I think you need
to. I have to learn. I've never taught a 4-year-old.
Because I think you need to do it in more game fashion than instead of like, do this, do that. I think you need to make it more into like a game, like to build like mental cognitive things. Maybe do like one of those matching games where you get like 6 cards, get some cards, flip them upside down, and have them flip 2 over to try and.
That's what we did.
So you can remember where the cards. Oh, you did that.
Yeah, we did that. We did it with Winnie the Pooh card.
Oh, okay.
Today. Yeah.
Well, it's little stuff like that.
And Bella and I were singing. What was it called in the times table? Which this is why Matt. So why do you always keep all this crap from the school year? It's very helpful this year. I have everything. It's great. So when I was teaching Bella her times tables today.
So I'm the bad guy.
Oh, because I help Matt. So it's like, why do you keep everything? Well, see, this is what I kept from last year. It's a fun times table.
You're not going to be able to read it.
Okay. Well, it's a fun multiplication songs and tricks. So for to do times tables by fours, fours to dashing through the snow. So that dashing through the snow.
There you go.
So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, and 4, which is 40. But you should have seen us this morning. We were singing dashing through the snow, but 4 times tables. It was fun. And then Bella learned and figured it out. No, get out of here. Why are you just making fun of me?
No, can you do sevens to happy birthday?
Oh, I don't know. I really had to think about how to sing that one. You should have seen me trying to figure out how to get dashing through the snow and counting by fours. I had to. Happy birthday to you. So 7, 14, 20. I can't do it.
No, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. Oh, it's my
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Countdown initiated.
So, I try to make it as fun as possible. 6 to Old MacDonald. Old MacDonald had a farm. Yeah. So, I mean, I try to make it fun. It helped her.
It does. It just seems kind of hard how you're going to figure out
You have to
sixes
sing.
to Old MacDonald.
You have to sing the
6,
song. Old MacDonald
6,
had
12,
a
18,
farm.
19,
E-I-E-I-O.
hogwash.
But it helps them
Yes,
because
I
it's
understand.
fun. So it helps them connect and,
Yeah, there's a word for that. Mnemonics? No. There's a word for using something to help you remember something, like PEMDAS, right?
Mm-hmm.
They taught me that in school many years
Excuse
ago.
my dear Aunt Sally.
And I still remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's parentheses, the exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction.
Yeah. So I mean, so I think it's cool that they have like a different way to learn other than just you have to figure it out, because Bella she was getting really upset with her fours. So we pulled this out and I said, you have to, sing. So even Lucky was singing the numbers too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So a 4-year-old can do his 4 times tables by singing Dashing Through the Snow. I mean,
oh my God, those songs are old, but kids love them. It's very cool.
yeah. I mean, I try all outlets to make it fun and, I'm doing the best I can. It is the first day. I can only do so much. I just hope that the teacher emails me soon because with the virtual school,
we were supposed to have like an orientation today.
Yeah, or the teacher was either supposed to call or email saying, "Hi, I'm so-and-so." I got an email from her teacher as she was supposed to stay in school like 2 days ago. So I get that they were thrown in, all the teachers and the administrators were thrown in with thinking that it was going to be August 21st and it became August 10th.
And because they also didn't even really, they didn't really decide, they didn't let people register until like it was like 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Right.
So nobody could even decide what they wanted to do till 2 weeks ago. And the teachers didn't even start till the 31st of July. The teachers, the administrators, everybody didn't start till the 31st of July. So they only gave them like 4 or 5, no, 8 or 9 working days to actually figure it all out. So they should have just pushed back the year till the 21st, gave everybody more time. And yes, it was the first day of school here in Florida.
Wow, they tricked it. Oh, it got really dark. They played the little game where they had the time for August 21st, and everybody was fine with that. I was fine with it. And then they said, okay, well, we're going to make it August 10th, but everybody has a week of online. So everybody can only go to school online. And then on August 21st, then they open the schools for face-to-face. I think it was to see if somebody somewhere was actually going to close the schools and give them a little bit more time to close the schools to be able to fight against it. Because why else wouldn't they just open it? But then again, maybe the teachers weren't ready. But Daniel, I will say this, that Palm Beach County, they did not start today. Palm Beach County is not starting until maybe next week. So not everybody in Florida has the same start week. They, in Palm Beach County, since they are still in a phase 1, they are only doing online. There is no opening the schools. Here in Central Florida, they are opening the schools. So it's it's different everywhere. Not everywhere is the same. Um,
I didn't know that. I don't
yeah.
really I don't watch the news. It's boring to me.
Well, I
I
didn't.
get my highlights right here.
I wouldn't have known unless I asked your mom about Emma, because she said that they're not
Emma
starting.
Gemma?
They're not starting school yet. She's waiting. So it's all different everywhere based on the phases and what everybody's going through.
What phase are we in, too?
I think so, which we shouldn't be.
Well,
That's another story for another day. Um, so it's been an interesting day. I didn't push too hard on them. I gave Bella a sheet to do for each math.
well, we don't really have any direction.
Right, but I wanted to refresh the mind, open up
Right.
the mind, get her started, get her to know that yes, today is the first day of school. You may not be on full track of everything. See, that's the other thing that I'm concerned about is that with the virtual school, they have to follow pace. So every week they have to do their assignment every single day, no matter what time of the day.
Yeah.
They don't want, if they're a week behind, there's like a certain tier about how they go about. And if they're 4 weeks behind, if they become 4 weeks behind, then they could possibly be kicked out of the online program. So I wanted Bella to make sure that she stayed on pace, that when she starts this week, that she doesn't get, she doesn't fall behind, because this week they said that they were supposed to learn the maneuvers, learn the computer, learn the softwares and all this other stuff. So I didn't want to, push her, here's school right when it counts, right when it makes a difference. So this week, always in school, the first week's always like the supplies list. This is I'm
Get
who
to know
you
each
are,
other.
right?
What's your favorite snack? Do you like pizza?
Right. So I wanted this week to really, for her really to get used to everything that she's going to be doing. And unfortunately, right now, as it stands, I hope that she doesn't get thrown in next week with, this is what you're supposed to do, figure it out.
Well, no, it'll be more structured. It'll be
I hope
like
so.
like this week in math, we're learning times tables, and then the teacher will assign um, lessons for them to go through and learn.
I hope that we don't, I just hope that we don't get off track, because it's like, I will say it's exhausting. Not exhausting. It's a lot of anxiety, because if there's any type of like failure or missings, or I feel like it's all on me. Like if I don't do the right things and I don't, help her, teach her, or what, all the stuff that a teacher would do, and she fails, I'm going to blame it all on myself, because I feel like I wasn't who she needed to be. So it gives me a lot of anxiety. I'm very worried about it. Interesting. Here in Canada, it starts the first week of September. Wow, in Florida, it's way different for us. The school system's different. For each week, students go attend school for a couple of days, and then for the rest of the week, it's virtual. They're doing that here too. It was another choice where you could do like 2-3 days in school, 2 days out of school. I don't really find that to be effective, because if you're going to go to school Monday, Tuesday, you're clear. You're going to go home Wednesday and Thursday. You're going to go to school Friday. You're going to get the COVID on Friday.
The Rona?
So I don't really
COVID-19.
Right. So I don't understand that concept. If you're going to put your kid in school, put your kid in school. Don't overcomplicate and confuse the situation with making them in school. Oh, so what did you do online this week? Or did you make sure you did this online this week? Or, I think it's just too much for a child, especially when in elementary school, to focus online and in school. Pick one or the other. I know parents have issues with, working and having that schedule. I just think that may just be a little too much to grasp for a child in elementary school, especially a kindergartner or this guy. When students attend their classes, there's a rule for there to be a maximum of 15 students. Each class is masked. I can't imagine I don't know. Again, I'll still say what I said last week. I can't imagine and that a teacher is going to keep all these students with a mask on. I mean, we've seen on a couple of social media pages schools that are open, high schools that are open, and the kids are walking around the hallways with no masks on, and no one's making them put masks on. There's no mandatory masks in place. There's nothing. Um, so if a high schooler who knows what's happening and a high schooler that, you know, obviously knows that he should probably put the mask on, if they're not going to do it, what makes you think a kindergartner, a first, second, third, fourth, fifth grader is going to do it? And a teacher is going to try and keep it under control. Um, so like this, as simple as this, we try to do our live stream quietly, calmly, without the kids, so that we can talk to you guys and uh, conversate without interruptions.
Converse.
But we have lucky 1 4-year-old who refuses to listen. Now imagine a teacher with 15 4-year-olds. How's that going to work? And 4 students got sick so far. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They all believe, these kids these days, these teenagers, they don't believe that this is real. They don't believe that this is dangerous. They think it's big gosh because they're smart and they don't know anything. Hey, when I was 16, I said the same thing too, but somebody needs to explain somebody.
It's all mixed. It's all Trump. Trump's making it all up.
Somebody needs to explain to somebody that this is real and you need to do something. I mean, I see plenty of teenagers running around the streets with no masks on, piles of 5, 6 kids hanging out together, hanging out at McDonald's. You guys, not helping anybody. You guys are strong. The strong, tough parents today in Ontario. Why can I never say that word?
Nearly 200,000 parents slammed teachers with their back to school plan. It's crazy.
As I said before,
I don't know. I know parents need to send their kids to school
because they have to work.
They have to work. I understand that, but why are you going to put your kid at risk for a lifetime of problems, right? It's not like the flu or like getting a stomach bug or anything like that, where you're sick for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, and then you're fine, you're fully recovered. They're finding people are having long-term medical issues even after they're cured from the coronavirus. So why risk your kid to have long-term health effects for them to just go to school? Now, I know some people, that's their only option, so be it. But honestly, if you have the option, I think you should really keep them out of school. It's kind of a double-edged sword, catch-22, whatever you want to call it. I know you have to, you need to, but you also shouldn't. So what do? And I guess if push comes to shove, you got to send them to school, but that kind of sucks. We're fortunate enough, I guess, that Mary can stay home with the kids.
Oh, it's so much fun.
But, some people don't have that luxury, and I know it's tough for them to not send their kids to school, but on the same token, they figure it out over the summer. They figure it out when the kids aren't in school. So just figure it out.
It's a tough argument to fight. And I said to Matt, well, remember when I said, what about other family members? You don't have grandparents or,
no, not everybody does.
Right. So not everybody has all these people to, I guess, ask for help. I don't know. I know it's difficult, but it can also be difficult to bring your child to the hospital in a situation like that. It could get really bad. It could get really bad for the child in 10 years. It's all because you couldn't figure out how to make it work. I know that that's difficult, and I know that, that's crap on your conscience. I know. It's a hard situation. It is. Just have to figure it out. It's a hard situation. I can't wait for this to be over. I cannot wait. Over or something, a positive thing somewhere, somehow. And I swear, if people
The
are
Chinese
assuming what people are assuming is true, and this all stops and ends, and no one hears about it after freaking November,
Well, first of all,
because
he's still president through the rest of the year, even if he loses in November.
it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't make a difference whether he wins or loses. It doesn't make a difference. That's the whole point.
What?
And so whether he wins or loses, that's the point.
What's the point? I'm missing the point.
I don't know. The point is I don't know. This is
You
what
th-
everybody's assuming, that it's all being done and everything's going to stop and calm down in November.
You think
I don't know.
all these people are part of some big government-wide conspiracy?
I didn't say anything.
That's what you just said.
No, I'm telling you what other people have said in all the comments from the news and stuff. People say
Don't spread that horse crap.
that's what people.
Some huge government conspiracy.
That's what everybody says. It's all going to stop and end in November.
So
Mark my words. If that happens.
You shouldn't even entertain that nonsense.
Hey, I'm just saying.
So
That's what people are saying. I don't know. I'm not in the whole political circle. I don't know. It's just what everybody assumes. So I'm saying, if that were to happen, I'd be really upset.
You're just being stupid.
All right.
You're telling me there's a big governmental conspiracy to propagate a false virus to shelter everybody inside.
No. Never said the virus was false. Never, ever, ever said the virus was false. I said.
Oh, I gotta hear this.
I was just repeating what others on the news and in the comments were saying. I was just repeating what others
First
said.
of all, you shouldn't get any intelligible information from the comment section of anything.
I would, in my opinion, and I'll give you my honest opinion.
Tell me what you were suggesting with your previous comment. I have to know. In November, if it ends. No, I have to know. Tell me.
I don't remember.
Tell me.
You confuse me because you keep cutting me off. I don't remember.
So you're telling me Trump is making the virus bigger than what it is for what purpose?
No.
Because
No, all right, fine. I was suggesting that the possibility of fake positive testing and people saying that this person is positive when they are really not. People have gotten things in the mail, their test results in the mail, saying they are positive when they are not. So what I'm saying is that because it's not adding up correctly, okay? If the governor is saying, everything's fine, everything's gonna be okay, we're gonna phase 1, we're gonna phase 2, we're gonna move on, open up the schools, open up this, everything's fine, we'll be okay. I'm gonna put my kids in school if my kids could go to school. But, so now you have him saying all this stuff is fantastic and we're gonna get through all this and everything's gonna be great. And then you got every day 7,000 new cases, 15,000 new cases, 10,000 new cases. All these people, 700 people died. This, back and forth. Who are you supposed to believe? So are they lying about the fake testing? Are they lying and telling you that there's all these testing and everybody's positive and no one's negative? Are they lying that much about the positive testing? Because clearly the governor isn't too concerned. Trump isn't too concerned. No one seems too concerned anymore, except the public people and the news stations making it all scary for everyone.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
First of all, every test has false positives. Every test in the world has false positives, right? Nothing is certain. Second of all, they're speaking optimistically to try and calm everybody down while the news is trying to scare everyone. The news always tries to scare everyone. You have to learn to muddle through the bullshit because...
Did you just potty mouth on our YouTube channel?
Everything you just said for the last minute and 20 seconds was complete malarkey and didn't make any sense.
Fine. Let's say you guys were in the control of a school's plans that would, what would you guys propose to order in order to reduce the risk
Virtual
of,
school for everyone, no option. That's it. Schools are closed. Just like Palm Beach County, schools are closed. Boom, that's it. Figure it out. I mean, why risk kids, teachers, staff, and everybody for them to go to school?
the
Close to
kids?
school.
If,
The problem is the schools are worried about money from the government. That's
that's
the
all they've ever
only
said.
reason. If Mary's listened to a couple of their little meetings and such, the only thing they're worried about is the money.
And the funds.
They're like, oh, our funding comes from the kids and the funding and the funding and the funding and the funding and the funding. There's just that's it. That's all they care about. They don't care about the kids. And honestly, this is going to sound wrong, but they don't even care about the kids when they're in school. All they care about is that the kids meet their matrix, meet their attendance matrix, meet their school testing, meet their state testings, meet their. And that's all they care about is that they meet these certain numbers and the points. Do they care that little Johnny's having an issue? Probably not. Not really. As long as he's doing great in school, we don't really care.
Well, it's their percentage.
That's what I
So
just said.
no.
No,
if
no. That is what I just said.
get all fired up, can you tell?
That's what I just said. Great answer. I can't tell if that's a sarcastic comment. Great answer, Matt. You're smooth.
It seems a little sarcastic, but you know what? It may just be straight up. He's right. You're right.
I mean,
That's what
that's the
we would
easiest
do.
way is just close the schools. Nothing's gotten better, so close the schools till December. Do it the same way they did it last year, so that the teachers still get paid. School staff still gets paid. Just have the teachers teach the kids on the computer like they do. Yeah, it is. See, I knew it. That's it. Now, if you want a realistic answer as to how to open the school for the kids, okay, the answer is you have to partition. You have to put each kid basically in a little cubicle of plastic, like a big mask, right? Out of plastic or acrylic or something to block them, and they have to sit in there all day. And have you have to have air movement and air filters and everything else in each classroom, and limit the number of kids in each classroom. That's really the only way you could do it. How safe that is, I don't know, because acrylic. Are you
Like
asking me
plexiglass,
what acrylic is?
like plexiglass walls.
It's like plexiglass, like that, like plastic. It looks like glass, but it's plastic. If you're asking me what acrylic is, that's what private schools are doing. Yeah, that's because that's really the only way you can do it. And the kids just have to sit there, so they're basically in jail at school, which isn't fun, but that's really the only way you can do it safely. And you need to maintain 6 feet apart. These classrooms aren't very big, so just ballparking it, you could probably, I mean, from Bella's classroom last year,
Oh my God, you could put maybe 2 kids in there safely,
No.
4 kids in there
you
safely.
probably 6 or 8 in there.
Her classroom, she was in a portable last year, but it was tiny. It was tiny.
Paint. No. Acrylic. It's like it looks. You ever see it? It's like
It's just plastic.
I don't know. It's kind of like this cup, right? It's plastic. Kind of looks
See-through,
like glass.
thin.
It's like plastic glass, basically. Acrylic.
So it's
So that's what the kids wear a mask. They have hand sanitizer and stuff with them, and that's it. The teacher wears a mask. You can even partition off the teacher from the students. So I mean, if there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, but
Is that safe every day, all day?
I was reading about a kindergarten teacher who was explaining hypothetically how her day would go with her kids. So she has what the teachers in school would have to do is they have to wear the mask, then they have to wear the face shield, they have to wear gloves. So when a little person like kindergarten or in first grade, probably kindergarten, they want help or a hug, or they're scared, or they're upset that their mom left or whatever. She can't hug them. I'm sorry, little Johnny, I can't. I can't.
Johnny's getting the worst end of the stick here.
Right, I can't help you. I can't get too close. Here, let me help you to learn, like Lucky, how to hold a pencil. You can't teach a kindergartner how to hold a pencil without literally being on top of them. It is virtually impossible. So again, as I was reading, the kid was crying because he did,
And honestly,
and they were scared.
trust people. I don't trust people, teachers, staff, et cetera, to follow the protocols anyway, just because I'm walking around town and I see people who can't follow simple instruction as it is. So you're telling me they're going to be able to follow those instructions? No. Some people don't give a crap. Some people wear their masks like halfway. Some people
Take them off to sneeze and then put them back on.
take them off to sneeze and then put it back on.
Never forget
I
that
mean,
lady.
It's people. People for some reason have very hard time following simple instructions.
Everybody thinks it's fake. It's not real.
But
No one's getting sick.
so I wouldn't, even if they did that, I wouldn't send Bella back to school. Even if they showed me the classroom and it was all partitioned off perfectly and it looked amazing and I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. Humans are always the problem in everything
I always said we were going to be the problem for everything.
because we cannot follow simple directions as a species. We do what we think is best, right? We are always the error in every plan. It's the people that make the plans not work. It's not the plans. The plans are great. The people are what make the plans not work because nobody can do them correctly. And I see it all day, every day, and it's what's screwing everything up. There's countries that have had, I think it's the Netherlands, has had 0 cases of the Rona for weeks.
It's
And
100 days.
is it 100 days?
100 days. And
They have no, they have no social distancing restrictions. Everything's open. And you know what the crazy thing is? If people feel sick, they stay home, like without being told to or forced to or anything. They stay home. It's
Yeah.
amazing what happens when people actually care about other people and follow instructions. It's amazing what can happen. We could be living a quote unquote normal life right now if people could just follow the simple instructions.
if the world, and I know this is just not going to happen, but if the world shut
Daniel's
down,
glitching out.
I know something's like you. If the world or counties or states at a time shut down for 2 weeks, I think it'd be okay. I think 2 weeks.
They did that. They did that for a month, but nobody listened. So nobody
Right.
cared.
You have to shut it off. That's the problem. You got to shut the switch off.
Americans are the problem. That's the
Turn
problem.
it all off. No one can leave their
We
house.
have all these rights that get infringed every time somebody tries to make make things better. Like, oh, it's my right not to wear a mask. It's my right not to do this. It's my right. Like, shut up, idiot. Just wear a mask.
It's
like,
not
it's not
just
that
about
hard.
you. That's the thing that people don't understand. It's not just about you.
Well, that's why that's the problem is because it doesn't. Them not wearing a mask doesn't really affect them so much unless they're talking to somebody else who isn't wearing a mask. The mask really protects other people from you, so that's why they don't care because it's not about them.
It's just, I want it to all be over. I'm so sick and tired of it. Sick and tired of talking about it. I'm sick and tired of being here. I'm so done.
Wonder if school cafeterias will be open. Ours, I think, was doing like a bagged lunch kind of deal.
I think they're all eating in their classrooms.
Yeah, and I think you can pick up lunches and stuff, but they're like pre-made. It's not like your traditional cafeteria where you
Get your tray.
get your tray and then they scoop the food and that kind of stuff. I think that's still not allowed
I
here.
don't think so.
Because I know a lot of the buffets around town are still closed. Not like I would go to one anyway, but
Also, Chinese buffets.
I mean, buffets in general are kind of gross. I've always overlooked it because
yeah.
Chinese buffets are the bomb. But like, you got people sneezing in their hands and touching the tongs, and then you touch the tongs after they sneezed into it, or they took a crap, didn't wash their hands, now you got crap molecules on his hand, touches the tongs, and you touch the tongs. Now you got the crap molecules that come off the tongs onto his hand from his butt crack are now on your hand, and now you go to eat. Can you imagine?
You know what, Daniel? You think about that. You want me to tell you something too? When you're in the bathroom and you go and wash your hands, don't use the dryer on the wall because it's really just taking the air in the bathroom and drying your hands. So the poop molecules and all the other molecules, that are in the air in the bathroom, which are disgusting, are now planted on your hand as it dries your hand. So wipe them on your pants. Leave. Don't use the dryer in the bathroom. It's disgusting.
And don't let your shoelaces drag on the floor. Especially if you're a guy and you go to a urinal, right? Guys, for some reason, there's like, this is probably really gross, but there's a urinal, right? It's a big porcelain pot, right? That you piss in. It's hard to miss. Pee in. It's hard to miss, right? It's big. It's obnoxious. Big, huge, obnoxious. Anyway, so you pee. But anyway, what the shoelaces on the floor? What I was talking about is, you ever notice that your shoelaces are wet, but it hasn't rained and you haven't stepped in any puddles? You know what that's from? It's from the pee that's getting absorbed off the floor into your shoelaces that you're walking on. It's freaking gross.
That's why I wear sandals. Ugh. I just when you're moving around in life, just think.
If you're as neurotic as Mary,
just think, okay? Just think about, and another thing is, I don't check my mail as often. Like, if there's anything being passed through the mail carrier and everything, like my mail sits there for a long time before I go
the
pick it up.
Unabomber's not going to get married. It's going to blow up in that mailbox.
Because, I mean, if you go about life and you just think about it, if you just think where you go, and if you just people watch like I do, it's all clear. It's all clear for you.
It's all clear that people in general are disgusting.
Freaking nasty. Like, nasty.
Right, but we got to go. Not to cut it short, but we got to go.
We got to go now, because we're going to go wash our hands. I need to wash my hands.
I'm going to go sit in a sterilized bubble and not leave for the rest of my life. We don't watch the news either. It's 45 minutes of people dying in car crashes, and the world's coming to an end in 5 minutes of here's some puppies.
The only time I ever listen to the news is if we have a hurricane and impending doom. I hope everyone has a safe and effective week. I hope everybody that is starting school, you have a successful start to your school week. And always remember to enjoy the journey. Thank you for watching Coffee Time with...
No, you're supposed to say...
Oh, with Matt.
And Mary.
And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Why are you always kidding me?